very first job when I was in college, I was a hostess. It was a higher-end Mexican restaurant. And it was kind of my responsibility to answer the phones, to greet the guests, to seat the guests, and to make sure everyone was seated in a timely manner. Well, we had this beautiful kind of foyer area, laced in cobblestones with a two-tiered fountain, lots of Mexican imported goods, and this is where everyone would wait. And there was a huge picture window that looked straight into the restaurant and straight onto the host stand. Well, I remember it was a Friday night, and it was extremely busy. The foyer was full, and of course they were all staring at me. And it was about 7:45. I was really trying to be, the best employee possible because I didn't want to be a hostess. I wanted to be a waitress because they made more money. And so I was, on a mission to get all of these people in the restaurant fast. I literally had, a spray bottle in one hand, a towel in the other, and I'm kind of mid-skip, mid-run to go clean a table and answering phones and doing all this stuff, which wasn't actually my job, but like I said, I was trying to be employee of the year. So I noticed I had a problem. Out of my peripheral vision, here came this woman. She was about 5'2", 5'2", and tight brown curls. Her glasses were already sliding down her nose at me, and I kind of just prepared, like, here it goes. She laid into me, we're tired of waiting. How much longer is this going to be? This table, has been dirty for about 5 seconds, and no one's cleaning it off. And I'm kind of looking at her like, well, I have this in my hand, and they had just gotten up. And so I put on my best restaurant voice, and I smiled right back, and I said, ma'am, I'm, doing my best, and I guarantee you'll be sad in a minute. Thank you so much for being patient with me. She swiftly turned around. It was in that moment that I realized that I suffer from uncontrollable facial expression disorder. As soon as she turned around, something overcame my body, and apparently I did this. Well, what I didn't know was that her entire party of 10 was staring through that picture window, so when she turned around, they all saw me. And that was the very first time I got my customer complaint. Well, today, we're here, and we're going to be talking about the challenge group from start to finish. Now, why I share, my disease that I suffer from with you guys is because maybe that's how you're feeling right now when you hear we're going to spend the next couple minutes talking about challenge groups. Really? Like, isn't this leadership? Like, that was kind of my response when they told me. Isn't the challenge group in Coach Basics, at Summit Training, on YouTube? Like, why are we speaking about challenge groups at leadership? Maybe you feel a little bit like Mr. Jeff Hill right here, like challenge groups? Or maybe like Carl Michael. Seriously. Maybe you've actually resorted to other practices just to make it through the session. You're sipping on your Energize right now, because I'm on to you. Or maybe you forgot your Energize, and in a few minutes, you're going to have to ask your neighbor to wake you up throughout my talk. I totally get it. So I'm going to do my best, because I have felt that way myself, to make sure over the next couple minutes I don't mention words like sweaty selfies, thirsty Thursdays, or Flex Fridays, because I feel like everyone in this room, been there, done that, and knows that. So just to take the pressure off, you guys don't have to take a bathroom break right now. Well, I kind of dug into what I wanted to share with you guys, and I remember hearing these 4 kind of pillars to our business, foundational aspects mentioned for years now by Carl on his Facebook and kind of in some other trainings. So I kind of started to think, if each of these corners of the total solution to getting results, fitness, nutrition, peer support, and rewards, were actually links on a chain that was holding up your business, how strong would your business be? Some of us might need to be honest and maybe be like a piñata, and it wouldn't last very long. So we have to realize that we can control a lot of these links, but we are only going to be as strong as each of those links. So how are we in our own fitness? How are we in our own nutrition? Are we actually supporting our peers and rewarding them when they do well? So that's what I'm going to focus on the next couple minutes. What I found interesting, though, is as I dove into how to get success with your challengers and how to help your challengers get results, I found that almost every one of the principles would also apply to our coaches, to our teams, to our business, to our paychecks, and to our life. So don't, kind of minimize the next couple minutes to just challengers and challenge groups, because when you broaden, to me, your horizons, you're going to see that this is really just how to get success in life. So first and foremost, it starts with you. But I have good news, and that is you don't have to be, quote, amazing. You can just be you. So there are a lot of seriously amazing people in this room, and you impress me all the time, and I have no doubt your teams, your coaches, and your customers are impressed as well. But I want to talk to kind of the other group of people that maybe feel like you are not good enough, like you aren't capable, Like something is holding you back where you don't feel like you can be them. You know, I don't know how many of you guys are to-do list people. Anybody like making to-do lists? Especially crossing things off. That's one of my favorite things. Well, how many of you, whenever your to-do list is really long, you know, there's so much on your list, what do you do? I asked one of my Star Diamonds that the other day, and she said probably what we all do. We go eat a brownie. So I know for me, if my list is really long, I'm probably going to go watch Netflix, and that's the only thing on the list. So maybe we're doing that to our coaches and to our challengers by being so amazing all of a sudden they feel like they are paralyzed and can't move forward because they can't do perhaps what you're doing. One of my very first experiences as a coach, I went my very first diamond retreat. I remember we were seated at round tables. There were about 4 to 5 people at a table. And we had these large blank sheets in front of us with markers and Sharpies. And we're going to draw out our vision board. So we spent time, they kind of, were telling us, find your why, find that thing that's going to keep you here a year from now, discover that, the mental picture that's going to keep you pushing forward when it's going to be so much easier to quit, and what is that going to be for you? The why that makes you cry. So I remember looking around the room and seeing like some people, daydreaming and like with grins on their face, and I can imagine like a little bubble popping up like their family at Disney World. Or other people like, anxiously scribbling, drawing out their extravagant beach house with like the wind in their hair, holding their cup of coffee. And they kept saying, find the why that makes you cry, put it on paper, get your vision and write it down. And so I kept sitting there thinking, and the next thing you knew, I had a tear rolling down my cheek. And I know some of you guys are so excited right now to hear my story, to take it back to your teams and inspire them to do the same. But I actually got up and I ran to the bathroom because I didn't want anyone to see me cry. Because I was crying because I had nothing to put on that paper. I didn't have a why that made you cry. So instead of feeling inspired that day, instead I felt stupid. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like something was wrong with me, and I felt inadequate. Not saying those practices aren't great and that they don't work, but it doesn't have to be necessarily one size fits all, because on that day, I had no vision for my future. Instead, it was just more focused on my hopeless situation. So we can take the pressure off. We don't have to be amazing. We can just be you, and in turn, we can inspire other people to start where they are. But while we can take the pressure off, we must stay on the wagon. For me, this is just one of the weirdest parts of this business, is when I come across coaches that aren't actually doing what's required, but wondering why we're not getting results. So my question to you today is, are you committed to a program? It might seem like a simple question, but it's actually a necessary one. Are you actually running a challenge group? Because to me, that's what sets us apart as Team Beachbody, is that we actually have tools to change people's lives. We aren't just salespeople, but if we aren't actually engaging with them and helping them see their potential, then really what are we doing? I do feel like people in this world are looking for help. They're looking for a solution. They're looking for significance. They're looking for someone to believe in them. But if we aren't on a wagon, if we aren't going somewhere, then why would they want to follow us? So I hold myself to that standard every single day, because I want to make sure I have something to offer. I'm not sure if you've ever heard the analogy of like a teapot. In order for the teapot to have something to pour out, it has to be full. So how often do we have nothing to give, but then we wonder why no one's coming along? But I also think that's what makes our job great. Literally, your business will grow in proportion to how much you grow. Your impact will grow in proportion to how much you grow. I know for me, when I'm struggling in life, my business struggles, my fitness struggles, my nutrition struggles, but when I'm on a path to growth and I'm committed to that, everything changes. Even coming up here today to talk about this topic, the challenge group from start to finish. In my business, in my opinion, I am not interested in a 21-day transformation. I am not interested in a 30, 60, or 90-day transformation. So for me, the challenge group from start to finish, it's easy to start strong, but the finish is the journey. To me, there is no end. To me, my goal is to make sure that people realize and have the tools in them to not just last 21 days, but to sustain us in their life, so that they do become lifers and they do realize what we're about and what we can do in helping change. So now, if you don't love the program, find another program. Once again, some of the people in this room are amazing at following every single program we release. But then some of us, maybe not so much. But what I do know is that we have programs that can change your entire life from the inside out, because I am one of those people. And as soon as I found that program, there was no question that I was going anywhere, my business was going anywhere, or anything, because it was inside of me. So when I started this business 6 years ago, I was a discount coach. I had no interest in an opportunity. I honestly had no interest in fitness results either. I just simply was desperately searching to find hope in my life again. So at that time, my husband enjoyed partying far more than he enjoyed being married to me. And it was just a time where I would lay in bed night after night after night, hour after hour after hour, and I would watch the clock, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and I would sit there desperately and just wonder, is he coming home? Will he make it home? When he comes home, who will he be? Or will I get that knock on the door saying he didn't make it or he killed someone along the way? And I went through this pattern for months. And I was desperate, and I was in this downward spiral of life, and all I was hoping was that no one would know, that I could keep it to myself. And all I would do was spend every ounce of energy on either trying to change him, or on figuring out, just beating myself up, so disappointed in where my life had become. And I was at my all-time low, and then Shanti walked into my house. Not literally. That would have been really good. But I would go in my office, and I started doing Insanity at the Asylum. And I would close the door behind me, and it was like my little yoga mat that had disintegrated all over the floor. And it was me and Shanti. And in a program, he says, the work doesn't start till you're tired. So all of a sudden, I thought I was done. I thought, I was hopeless, and then I realized, no, the work hasn't begun. And all of a sudden, with each punch, with each kick, and with each jump, I realized, guess what? I'm not done. I have something left. I can do this. I can do life. I can overcome. I can be a champion. I can change. I can make a difference in my life. And eventually, I went on to make a difference in other people's. And it was on that day, with that program, in that room, where I realized, guess what? I'm capable. And for some reason, we've forgotten that. I know a lot of people in this room, even I'll see, I can't comment on the wall. It's just me. I can't speak. Guess what? You are enough. You are capable. You matter. And if we can help our coaches see that and our challengers see that and make that a contagious mission, we will make such a bigger impact in everybody's world. But we can't get comfortable. We have to chase the challenge and raise our bar, because life is hard. And that's why I'm not interested in the 21-day thing, the 60 days, the 90 days, because I want my challengers to know, guess what? You're gonna have a tough time in life, but I want you to still be here. I want you to have the tools necessary to overcome. We're going through a tough time in this business, but how strong are we? We're supposed to be the strong ones. What do? We figure it out. We work through it. We fight. We start our work when we get tired. But we have to create an environment that other people would want to be a part of. So in my group, it's not like I'm the awesome coach and they're the lowly challenger. Literally, we're just a bunch of people doing life together every day, linking arms and taking one day at a time, putting one foot in front of the other to make sure that we're encouraging each other and that we know we're not alone. Because I've been there, and that sucks. Nobody wants to feel that way. But we have to remember too, we are business owners. We are entrepreneurs. So if my challenge group isn't working, guess what? I need to change it. That doesn't mean I need to cancel it, no longer run challenge groups. So I've honestly just taken a lot of ideas from people in this room, and because like I said, I'm not amazing, I just figure things out. This is one example. Every now and then I'll throw in a photo challenge. You can literally Google photo challenge and you get like a million ideas of these. It gives people an idea what to post, it makes them want to come and see what others are posting once they start participating. Just something simple. This I actually got from Amber Snow. It was Tag Grit. So everyone in the group puts down what time they're going to work out, and then you just tag the next person and encourage them once you do your workout. What does this do? I'm literally bringing the fourth vital behavior of recognition right into my challenge group and teaching them how to encourage other people. And a lot of people will show up way more for someone else than they will show up for themselves. Another example, a 1-minute challenge. Everybody picked a day and got to pick a move, and we all committed to doing an additional 1-minute challenge that day. This is my favorite thing about my challenge groups. We're sarcastic, and we make fun of each other, and we just make funny memes. So here we go. Dan the night before is like gonna work out at 5 a.m. Dan didn't show up. The lie detector determined not to lie. Sorry, Dan. This is another great one that someone made. You might recognize that. That's my husband. That moment when you realize your wife's guns are bigger than yours. Hi. And he's not even in the challenge group, and my challengers are making fun of him. It's perfect. challengers where they are. This is really important for me because, like I said, my story when I started, we didn't have challenge groups. But if we did, I would not have participated in one. Reason being is I was hiding. I loved working out at home because then no one could see me. There's no way I would have posted a picture of myself or checked in or encouraged anyone because I was just trying to stay afloat. So first I find out, where are my challengers right now? Because it's about their goals, not mine. So I don't actually require them to check in. I do require them to get a challenge pack because I know that is what has changed my life. I'm not an expert, but I do know what's required to get results that I've gotten, and that's going to be Shakeology, that's going to be your workout program. And I would love if they would check in, but I want to make sure that they are ready to check in. So I allow them to be flies on the wall and come around in their own time, and they do. So here's one example. This is what we do. So Adam is one of my best challengers, and all of a sudden he went missing. So a couple days we have a check-in, and it's noticeable. So we do a search party for Adam, and you can see one of my challengers jumped right into the meme, searching for Adam in a couple comments, and Adam did come back, and he actually went on to lose over 100 pounds. Another example, this is actually Rachel. She was a fly on the wall, and she actually finally came in and posted and said just that seeing all of the notifications broke her down, because she knew there were a bunch of people in here doing something, so she finally decided to join us. But I think the last key in meeting your challengers where they are is to realize they will match your vulnerability. So I think there's kind of this fine line where all of a sudden we focus so much on vulnerability that we decided we no longer had to stay on the wagon. So we need to stay on the wagon, but you can still be vulnerable at the same time. So I'm not in the group being like the most awesome health and fitness resource every single day because I'm not an expert. I don't actually have health and fitness knowledge outside of what I've learned with our programs. So instead, I'm just going to be honest. If it takes me 4 hours to have that mental conversation to maybe actually do my workout, I'm going to go tell them that because they're going to relate to that. If I'm having a bad day and I'm scared I'm not going to do my workout, we do that often, challenge all the look, I overslept, I've got to do it this afternoon, I know I'm not going to do it, can you guys make sure you hound me, at 5 p.m. Or if there's pizza in my fridge that I really want to eat, but I know I'm supposed to make a turkey wrap, I'll ask them, guys, make me pick the turkey wrap. And I find that the more honest you are, the more honest they'll be, and the more they're going to relate to you. Another thing I would really love to mention is don't schedule your posts in a challenge group. There's so many tools now that can make us more efficient, but I think it also makes us ineffective because you can just do your challenge group for 30 days in 15 minutes and you're like, get results. So I think it's important to actually show up because when you do your check-in at 6 a.m. and then you post on your Facebook, it was so awesome, you slept till 9, what did that do? That just, invalidated you, and they're no longer going to want to be on this journey with you. So I really think it's important that we do the little things. So often, especially in a room with such amazing people, we think that we have to do extraordinary things to produce success in this business, when really, if we would just be more committed to doing the little things, we will make a bigger impact. Really the direct proportion of what we do on the day-to-day, we tell our challengers and staff, but how many of us are actually doing it too? So don't be afraid to just take the pressure off, but commit. Do what's required. Honor your word. Like Stephen Covey talked about yesterday, trust is so big. So what are we doing to show people that we are here for the long run? That we will show up when we say we will. And that we'll do the little things. Lastly, I want to encourage you guys to create your own test group, but I'm not talking about calling your challenge group a test group and making an ad. I'm talking about that moment on the wall when the new program's coming out, and they say, who's getting in the test group? What happens? So many of us are like, oh my gosh, I hope I get picked, I'm gonna get results, it gets my time, maybe that's gonna take my business out, my business needs this, my life needs this, I'm gonna commit, I promise I'll do everything you say. What if instead we treated every single day of our business like that? We don't have to wait for them to make us a test group. That's the beauty of this business. We have the tools, we just have to make the decision. That to me is what we are as Beachbody. We aren't just products. We don't just have to be people waiting for someone else to stir up our momentum or to stir up our energy. We get to create that. So I think as leaders, what we can take back to our team, what we can take to our challengers, is that we first, deliver results when making excuses is an option. We run faster even when we're out of breath. We do what we have to do no matter what stands in our way. And like Shanti says, we start the work when we're tired. And I just want to close with this quote. It's slightly, it's a tongue twister, so don't like it, right? But I thought it was so powerful. And it says, "Not the cry, but the flight of the wild duck will lead the flock to fly and follow." Not the cry, but the flight of the wild duck will lead the flock to fly and follow. So let's stop crying and start flying, and they will follow. Thank you.